Hi guys, Dan here from Caligralicious, and I thought I would film my very first YouTube video because people keep mentioning it to me, and the idea has been floating around my head for a while, so I thought I'd just jump in, have a go and see what happens. So today I thought I would start with just a video showing not all of the pages, but a selection of the pages I've completed in various books so far. I'm not including any of the books from this month because at the end of the month I'll do a completed pages of July video. So I've just grabbed a selection from the bookshelf and I thought we'd just have a flick through and see what I have been up to. So I'm starting off in Millie Marotta's Brilliant Beasts. This is the first colouring book that I bought myself back in, want to say, October. I bought this and a pack of 48 Arteza Expert pencils, and that was the start of this crazy obsession that has grown into just something that I absolutely love. So we started off in Millie Marotta's Brilliant Beasts, and as you can see, I literally just grabbed every single coloured pencil in the tin and whacked it on the page. Didn't think about colour palettes. There was not really any blending at all. There's tiny bits of shading. There's some metallic pencil. I had some Derwent metallics from a previous scrawler box just sat in a drawer, so I whacked them on as well for good measure. But as you can see, I just had fun. I just coloured with every coloured pencil in the 48 tin, I think, and this is what I created. Then I joined Millie Marotta's colouring group on Facebook, not necessarily Millie Marotta's, but a Millie Marotta group, and that's when I started to sort of work a little bit more with palettes. So I did this gorilla and wanted to go for kind of a tropical jungly vibe, and I think limiting the palettes worked quite well. I'm just checking that we are still in shot. I used a range of pencils on this, to be honest. There's some polychromos on here. There are this Deadly Ergosoft, Arteza. I think pretty much everything I own went on this one, but I really do like this one. It just is tropical jungle vibes. Then a lot of these pages were done for the Millie Marotta colouring group. This one wasn't necessarily for a challenge. It was one that I just did, and it was done in February, I think, and I did it with a Chinese New Year theme, so I wanted to go for red and golds. So we've got some, I think this was all done in polychromos. There's some tiny bits of Jelly Roll metallic on here, and then the horns are Calero watercolours. Not sure if that's coming up on the camera. My phone's really high, so I have to keep standing up. Oh yeah, it's quite shiny. So the horns were done in metallic Calero. There's a tiny bit of gel pen that you can just see down here sparkling. So I did that thinking about Chinese New Year. Then this one again was for the Millie Marotta Facebook group, and it was a 3-colour challenge. So I used 3 Prismacolors. I decided to treat myself to the Prismacolor 36 set, and I used Aqua, Parma Violet, and I can't remember what the blue was, but these colours went together really, really well. I also used a tiny little bit of Jelly Roll metallics at the top for the eyes as well. So these weren't done in order. The other pages were done sort of like in between, but I just thought, keep it simple, I'll just go through a book at a time. This one was also done for the Facebook group as well. I absolutely love this page. This was, I'm sure this was December. It was to colour a page in red, green, gold and silver. So these little frogs became Christmas frogs, and I used the red in the middle to make these kind of look like candy canes. That was my idea. You can now see that I'd sort of been watching some more YouTube videos. I was kind of learning to blend at this point. but I really, really like this one. This was, I think, the first page where I was like, wow, I coloured that. So this was back in December, so way back. I actually completed the Rhino in November, so there's about a month between these. And lastly in this book, we have another one, again, for, I think it was for, yeah, it was for a challenge. Can't remember what month this one was from, but this one was to do it in icy colours, so to make it kind of feel quite cold and chilly. So this one was, I want to say this one was Polychromos. Yeah, this was Polychromos. A bit of what did I use on this? This was a sparkle jelly roll, so a clear glitter jelly roll, and there's just some accents on the water. I'm not sure if the camera's picked. Oh yeah, you can just see that here. So you can just see some of the sparkle on the water, and there's some white highlights on the bubbles. But I quite like this one. I loved the way that these sort of seaweedy plant things turned out like. I really like that one. So I've not coloured in this for a while, but actually now that I've been looking at it, I think I might do a page in that. So that was Millie Marotta's Brilliant Beast. That was my first ever colouring book back in October. Then I decided to treat myself to Mythomorphia by Kirby Rosanes. I'd seen this, been seeing this art for years. When I was at uni, I worked in WH Smith's, and I used to just always look at these books and just think how beautiful they were, but they completely intimidated me because they're so detailed. So I took the plunge after probably colouring one Millie Marotta page. I thought I'd buy this and have a go with this. So I tackled, first of all, this merman, and I did him in, let's see if I can just move him up a little bit. I'm really going to get a better stand than this because I'm just not loving it. So we can fit him on. So I did him in Ergo Softs. Body was Ergo Softs, hair was Ergo Soft, tail was Ergo Soft. Background was Arteza because it was the matcha green, and it's about this big. It's absolutely tiny now. So there's some Artezas and some Ergo Softs on that one. I loved how he turned out. I was really proud of him. And then I did the next page, which was this super colourful mermaid lady, princess. I've got, what did I use on this? I think it was jelly rolls. I think I used jelly rolls on the metallic bubbles, and the whole entire page is Arteza. So then I got a bit braver then and started to practice some blending colours. So I was quite proud of how that turned out, and I love the hair. The hair is really, really striking. But they're the only two pages that I've completed in this. I just have so many books and so little time, but I've got a couple of pages planned that you may see on my completed pages books, so I'm going to come back to that one. Then from just scrolling on Instagram and looking at some other colourists, I discovered Alan Robert and his Beauty of Horror colouring books. And as soon as I seen Beauty of Horror 4 come out, and it was the creature feature one, I just had to have it. I am obsessed with horror movies. I love a good horror movie. And all I've actually coloured in this book, shameful to say, is the title page. That's it. That's all I've managed to sit down and do. So summer holidays, 6 weeks of colouring, you will definitely see some completed Beauty of Horror books. I did sit and write my name on the nameplate, but that's as far as I got. But this was all Polychromos, and it was the 24 set. So I got the 24 set for Christmas, and just wanted to have a go with them. This was my first attempt at them actually, and I was really, really sort of impressed with how the shading on the gloves came out. So I was really, really pleased with that one. But again, so many pages I want to do in this. I'm going to come back to it. You'll definitely see some in my completed pages book. Then, a little bit late to the party, but then I discovered Joanna Basford. And one of my friends recommended that I get World of Flowers. I'm not really into flowers. I think that's kind of why maybe I haven't coloured so many Millie Marottas. I get a bit bored of leaves. So I do the flowers first, leave all the leaves till last, and then I get bored. So I've done a couple of pages in this. The first one was this heart, this floral heart, all done in polychromos. I've just put black lines all over it, trying to set my stand up, so I'm a bit fuming about that. But really did enjoy this one. This was all polychromos. This was when I'd bought myself the 120 set because they were on offer on Cult Pens, so I snapped them up at a really good price whilst I could. And then I also did, I absolutely love this page, so I did this Sugar Skull. This is one of my faves, I think, that I've ever done. Flowers were done in polys. Skull was done in polys, as in the grey on the skull was done in polys. The tealy blend, if you notice, is the same as the mermaid tail. They were Arteza, and the pinks were Arteza. So skull itself, the grey was polys, but then all the details on the skull were Arteza. And I was getting brave and again going back to blending. But as I'm looking now, I can see that I have learnt quite a lot. Not an expert by no means, but I think the more you do it, the better you get and the more confident you get. So love him. He's one of my favourites. Maybe it's a she. It's got a moustache though, so I'm going with a he. So World of Flowers. That's all I've done in there. Ah, actually, no, I'm not. I'm telling a lie. I started the 30-day flower challenge, but I got bored. I just can't help it. I've got the scattiest brain. I have to constantly be doing something. So this was the 30-day flower challenge. I did 4. I lasted 4 days and I was like, I've had enough. But I will complete these pages because they're nice just to sit and colour a couple of flowers. I might work on that this month and then I could get two more pages done. But they're lovely illustrations. I just get a bit bored. So we'll see some more from World of Flowers over the summer. Then this absolutely gorgeous book came out and I had to have it. It is Fragile World by Kirby Rosanes. I am obsessed with like animals. I love the zoo. I just love anything to do with like animals really, so this was perfect. But again, I've only actually had time to do 1 page in it, so I did I think it was the Philippine naked fruit bat. But again, I tried to go for kind of a realistic look. I looked at some photographs and was quite proud of how these sort of highlight this ginger fir came out. The fruit could be a bit better, I suppose, and the leaves aren't perfect. And this was my first ever attempt at a background, and I went fully in there with Derwent ink tense blocks. I had no clue what I was doing. As you can see, I just slapped it on. Added some of this darker purple colour just to try and add some shadow. But as my first full page with full background, it's not bad. It's nowhere near perfect. Haven't actually gone back to the Inktense blocks. I just bought the pencils instead. Love this book. We'll definitely be doing some more out of it. I'm sure you'll see some more. But yep, so that was Fragile World. Loved that one. Then this absolutely gorgeous book came out and had to have it. This is Circle of Life by, I'm not even going to try and say her name because I'll just offend her. But Circle of Life is absolutely beautiful. I have only again done 2 pages. So the first one was this like sort of gorgeous seasons clock. I did this in, well, there's definitely some Prisma on there. Polys are on there. The sky was all done in polys. There's some Prisma on there. I basically grabbed every metallic pencil I had for the middle section and just coloured them in. But then I realised I'm not quite a fan of them. They just look quite flat. But that was all metallic pencil. And then this, I guess it's shiny. Yeah, it's shiny. These were Jelly Roll metallics. And the clock was Jelly Roll metallics as well. But I kind of wanted to achieve a different season sky for each section of the clock. Compass, whatever it is. It's a clock, isn't it? But I do really love this page. It took me so long. Got some white gel pen on the tree as well, just to give it some snow. And again, the glittery, sort of transparent Jelly Roll on the snowflakes. And then for my own Facebook group, which is now coming to fruition, called the Colouring Squad. No, start again. The Colouring Squad. We have been doing monthly colour along challenges. This was June's. It was monochrome, so colour any page in any book, monochrome, and I went for pink, and I went for these jellyfish. So this was literally every pencil I own. There's Arteses on there, there's Polys, there's Prismas, there's Poscas, there's Derwent Colour Soft, there is Jelly Roll, Sparkle, Silver Posca pen, and the background is Ecoline brush, watercolour brush pen. I was going to add some water to it, but I thought I'm just going to leave it because I quite like how it turned out. Yeah, so that was a monochrome challenge. This month's challenge is a colour palette challenge, and we are going for Summer Sunsets. So if you want to check that out, have a look for us on Facebook at the Colouring Squad. I'll put a link in the description. Feel free to join us and join in with our colour alongs. So that was that one. Another stunning book, and I've only done 2 pages. So I'm going to be very busy these summer holidays, just colouring everything I possibly can find. Next up, we've got, I might have to zoom you out a little bit for this. Let me just zoom out a little. No, I'll zoom in. Okay, so we've got Hannah Lynn's Steampunk Darlings. I bought this because I'd bought some alcohol markers. I just like to try new things and see how I get on. Watch a few videos and think I'll have a go with that. So I bought some alcohol markers, and then I was like, all my books are double-sided. What shall I do? So I bought Steampunk Darlings because it is single-sided. Love this book. I love a bit of steampunk. I love anything sci-fi really, and horror. So the first one I did was this beautiful, beautiful page. And she is done in Spectrum Noir Illustrator. Yeah, Spectrum Noir Illustrator pens, alcohol markers. Apart from all of the metal, which was Spectrum Noir Tri-Blends, I absolutely love these pens. So all of the gold on this page is done with one pen. So if you've not seen the Spectrum Noir Tri-Blends, it's 3 colours in one pen. I'll come live and do a colour along on one of these pages using them. But you get a dark, a mid and a light, so they just blend seamlessly, and it just worked really, really well on the goggles. And then I used the, I think it's Antique Pink, on these ribbons to create the shadowed effect on them as well. And then I bought some more because they are fabulous. I love them. So I did her. She was giving me Amelia Earhart vibes. I just love her. Background alcohol pens. Pro marker on this grey. I didn't know what I was doing, hence the mess. And grey Posca on the outline of the clouds. Then I went straight into another page, and I had to do this gorgeous, gorgeous mermaid. Again, Spectrum Noirs. Yeah, all Spectrum Noir. Again, I used the golden brown, the gold brown tri-blend. I've got some Jelly Roll metallic on there just to give it a bit of shine. There is some, is this one? So I used some Sparkle Noir, I think, on the hair. I don't know if you can see it, but it went straight through the paper. I wasn't keen. I wouldn't use them again, but I just wanted to try them, so it was just about experimenting. And then I used some washi tape, some gold washi tape that I had, just to border the page, just to set it off really. And I love it. I'm definitely going to be using washi tape around my pages much more, because I just think it looks really fab. And then the last one that I did was for Pride Month. This is in June. Again, in Spectrum Noir and Chameleon colour blends. So the smoke tie-dye, I'm not really sure what I was trying to achieve, but this was just the grey colour top and the blender pen. So it was blending out to kind of create some kind of smoke. And then I really wanted to use the pride flag and get as many of those colours in there as possible. So we've got the rainbow, we've got the trans colours, and obviously got some blacks and some browns in there as well. So I love her. Bordered this one in this amazing, don't know if you can see it, it's like a glitter washi. Got this from under the rowan trees. It's just beautiful, so nice. I love it, like really crystally, really glittery, but nothing comes off, it's just on the washi tape. A lovely one. I love Hannah Lynn's books. I've just got the mini Enchanted Faces, but you won't see that one until my completed June pages. But love them. I'm going to get some more of those. Little Hannah Lynn book. Then I've got some more books down. I've got so many pages that we just can't go through them all. Well, we could, but I thought we'll keep the first video shortish just to see how it goes. But I'm obsessed with Hannah Calzon. I've got Summer Dreams. No, Summer Nights. Yeah, Summer Nights. I've got Spirit Animals, which I'm working on. So you'll see that completed page in my completed July pages at the end of the month. I've got Midnight Masquerade. And I've also got Tales from the Forest Kingdom, which I'm going to show you next. Yes, I've got 4. This is where I was like quite proud of this one. So I would never attempt a portrait picture because one, skin, didn't have a clue, and Hannah's pages are beautiful. I just didn't want to spoil them, so I'd been buying them and just looking at them because I was just too scared to colour, and I thought, you know what, just have a go, it doesn't matter. So my first ever attempt at portrait and skin was this absolutely stunning page. I'm just going to zoom in ever so slightly. Stunning page from Midnight Masquerade. I watched, whose video was it? I really have to apologise, I can't remember, but I watched somebody's video and they talked about adding a frame, so I did, because I just thought the page needed something extra, and also I didn't want to colour the whole background, so I added the frame and done it in polys. The majority of this is polys. In fact, all of this is polys. There's a tiny bit of white Posca on the hair and metallic blue Posca pen for the sort of sparkly bubbly things, but the whole page is polys. I was really happy with the skin. It's a bit pale, but first attempt I was quite pleased. I love this book, really love it, and I can't wait to do some more. Definitely want to have a go at this. So that was Midnight Masquerade, and then the final book that was that was all my books falling all over the place. Never mind. Final book is Tales from the Forest Kingdom. Not going to attempt to say that because I'll just offend the whole of Sweden. So I've done one page in this. I've done it as a Cully Budge along with Karen, and I did this beautiful Forest Queen, I'm going to call her. what did I use? Polly's for the gold, because I used the same 4 colours for gold because I'm too scared to try anything different just yet. Her, I think it was all Polly's. Dress was Prisma's, I think. Her was Prisma's. Gold Polly's. Background Polly's. I was background Prisma. I can't remember, but I can't remember. But I was really happy with the skin on this one. I attempted to do some makeup. I'm not sure if that's coming across on camera. I was really happy with the hair. It was the first time doing hair like that. And so I've taken these branches from wood to gold. Quite like the way that I pulled that off. But was really, really happy with that one. So this is probably one of my latest ones. I've tried to go through the books in order that I've completed them. This was definitely one of my latest pieces. This was done in June, towards the end, I think. It took me quite a while just because work was so busy. But I absolutely love this page. And I'm definitely going to do some more from this book. So that was just a short flick through from some of the books that I have. There's absolutely tons more downstairs, but I'm not going to go through them all. This is the first video on the channel. I really hope you've enjoyed it. We will be having some basically the plan is that I'm going to be showing some different videos. So there's going to be some live colour alongs, there's going to be some colouring chats, there are going to be completed pages videos, there will be some calligraphy videos. If you want to learn some calligraphy, drop me a comment, let me know what you'd like to know. And then there's going to be some reviews coming, but I'm going to keep that a secret because that's not been announced yet. But there will be some product reviews. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that flick through. I love a flick through video. I hope you enjoyed that one. Please comment, please like, please subscribe. This is the only video, but more will be coming. I'm going to sit down, possibly this afternoon. I'm going to start planning some content and hopefully get this channel up and running. And if you want to follow us on Facebook, you can find us on Facebook at The Colouring Squad. And on Instagram, if you just search for Calligralicious, you will find me there as well. So we're going to be doing calligraphy and colouring, and basically all things stationery because I am obsessed. But thanks for watching once again, and I will see you very soon with a new video. Bye.